All right, I'm back with my ghetto stream. Yeah, yeah. uh, shit. So, the best way to reach me is obviously in game. I have a Discord. I'm gonna drop that into my little notes there, just above my bio, and feel free to hit me up anytime, or you can even ping me on Discord too. Give me just a sec, and I'll get that for you. All right, there, that's done. Um, so yeah, all of my characters that I play will always have some sort of mag type of variation for the most part, unless I'm playing with someone in real life or whatever. Uh, yeah. What else? Yeah, I just shot out a video for duo leveling, so get a chance, check it out. Listen to my rant, whatever you want. It's all good. A lot of people are pinging me on YouTube because that's the only place I stream is YouTube, right? Uh, I don't have the huge setup or a super powerful computer that can handle a lot of streaming on multiple platforms or a lot of crap running in the background, etc. You know, so hell, I'm lucky to even stream at 1080p right now. So it's a thing, kinda, whatever. Like I said, ghetto streamer. But oh man, I've been playing vanilla. I mean, I've been playing classic WoW or whatever. I played original vanilla back in '04. I and I would love to hear about anyone that was in my old guild. So I'm gonna I'm gonna shout out to my old guild back in 2004. I believe we were on the Sargeras server, and the guild name was called Souls of the Damned. That's the guild name. Horde, of course. I played a warrior, Tauren warrior, and his name was Malthine. 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 And uh, we were doing Molten Core, and we knocked out like I don't know 5 of 8 or something like a 5 of 10 or whatever, something like that. And I was the top DPS, obviously, because I was a warrior. And let me tell you, I had some shitty weapons, dude. My offhand was the Heartseeker, right, with the dagger with the crit and all that. And my main hand, I think was the Kroll blade. I really, I really it was so bad, right? And so, um, I didn't do any tanking. I didn't do anything. I mean, hell, I was a young teenager. And that was like 20 years ago, man. I can barely remember, last week. But it was a blast. Like I just absolutely enjoyed it then. And I played all the way until um I think Mr. Pandaria is when I stopped. I was like, this is stupid. I did not like pandas. It just wasn't a thing. So, whatever. To each their own, right? So, um after a while, when I got into TBC, I did a lot of just kind of whatever stuff. I ran a guild on the Alliance in TBC. Oh man, I know I'm gonna get shit for that. um, and on the Alliance, my guild name was Blessed Eternity. So if you were there, whatever, awesome. I was a warrior, and I tanked all of it, most of it, all of Karzan. I led through all of it. Went into Black Temple, and then I don't know. It just kind of like fell apart. Like life and stuff got in the way, and you know, every WoW player has experienced the quote, what I like to call quote WoW experience, where you play the game for like 6 months and then you quit, and then you come back and you do it again for like the next 10 years. It's like a shitty ex-girlfriend, where you're in and you're out and you're in and you're out. Yeah, it's like that. And again, feel free to hit me up on chat. I'd love to banter back and forth with you guys. It's fucking great. After TBC, uh, I went into obviously Wrath of the Lich King, right? Now, Wrath of the Lich King was probably the greatest expansion that I played out of all of them, right? Now, of course, I think Vanilla WoW is an awesome expansion, but I didn't have the most fun until I played Wrath of the Lich King. And the reason being is because I met a lot of great players in Wrath of the Lich King. I ran a very large guild, and we did a lot of stuff. And actually, what I'm going to do is reach out to my old guild assistant. Um, he played a character named Bloodnut, was a shaman, and I couldn't have done it without him. Like there was no possible way. In fact, I even met him in real life. That's how big significance he had being the guild assistant. Like I led the guilds, I led the raids, and and he put everything together. Like he was like the best officer that any guild could ever possibly have, and he made it all work. He really did. Like I kept documents and everything that on all the players, and trying to make sure everyone was always up to date with their information and DKP and yada yada yada. Typical guild leader stuff, right? And whatever I needed Bloodnut to do, he'd get it done. And then he had people helping him, right? Like for all intents and purposes, he was the guild leader too. Like he really was. We literally shared a lot of the same responsibilities. The only difference was I had the title, right? And unfortunately, that in our scenario, it really didn't matter. Like it really didn't. But because I held the title, everybody was like, "Let's play with the guild leader." Yeah, let's do that. Because that's how typical guilds are. Our typical players are that join a guild. So, in the interim of all things, um, we we were on top of everything, and we were like the number like two guild, number one guild on the server at that time. And um and like I said, I'll get them in on here one of these days. I'll get them on Skype and whatnot, and you know, have him have a go at it. Because like I said, I met him in real life. Actually, I met him in real life uh, probably like 2 or 3 years ago, right? Even though we had stopped, obviously, Wrath of the Lich King ended, but him and I, we stayed in touch through the years. And he even stopped playing WoW. I don't think he's picked up WoW since Wrath of the Lich King, to be honest. I don't know exactly, but you know, he ended up having a life. He had kids and wife and everything else. And me, I've always kept hitting him up. Hey, come play. Hey, let's do this. Hey, let's do that. And every time he rejected me. uh, but um, but no, honestly, it was great. It really really was. Then Cataclysm came out, and I don't know. My brother led a guild, and I tried helping him out, and it was a cluster, and I was just like, no, I don't know. I really couldn't find my place in Cataclysm. It was just kind of like, uh, you know, because I was still, I guess, kind of let down after the end of um, Wrath, the Lich King. Then Mist of Pandaria, I was like, no, just no, just no. Um, hell, what was the expansion after that? I honestly don't remember. Um, after Mist of Pandaria was Warlords of Draenor, I believe. And I played a lot of Warlords of Draenor. But after a while, like I think I led a guild, and after a while it got dry, right? Obviously, because they weren't releasing any content or anything. Um, oh, my pet needs some healing. So, um, eventually I just walked away from it. I was like, this is dumb. I'm out. Because shit, I had life and everything else come up. I was having I think my second son born. I'm not exactly sure on the time frame. Then Legion came out. I really enjoyed Legion. I thought Legion was a great expansion. It's one of their better ones. And then I played a little bit of BFA, and wow, that was dumb. I can't get my time back, unfortunately. But if I could get that time back, that'd be great. Anyways, that's a little bit of my WoW history. I did play beta. Uh, I had a beta code, and wow, it was terrible. It really really was. I remember when they first introduced the mage, and they gave the mage arcane explosion, but it wasn't tuned right. So you could literally just like walk through a pack of mobs and do like 2 or 3 arcane explosions and kill everything. It was absolutely nuts. Anyways, enough of my my banter and ranting, banting. So, yesterday, Def Camp mentioned the Earthen Ring, right? Like, apparently there's a there's um this what's this understanding, I guess, to those that play the Earthen Ring, those that play like shaman characters or or you know, maybe even orcs of some regard. I'm not really sure. Not really sure how how that all transpired, but I really liked it. I really did. Yeah, that was really cool. So I think that could be a thing, right? In classic WoW when it comes out, obviously I'm gonna be playing it. I'm prepping right now to play it and just getting my character designs and whatnot and how I want to level and where I want to go and what I want to do, etc., etc., etc. I think ultimately what would be a lot of fun and really great is to be a part of some of the bigger guilds. Um, I watch a lot of tips out videos. I really like those. Lately he's been doing a lot of deep dives, which are really really great. Um, and I'd love to see what who he chooses for the shaman stuff, which I think would be really cool, and what he wants to do with all that jazz. Um, Obviously he's gonna choose someone that is top tier rating, top tier, etc., etc. And let me tell you, when I played my shaman, oh man, I gave my guild leader some shit. Oh man, I really did. He did not. He did not like all the crap I gave him because I wanted to be enhancement. I really did. But as you all know, enhancement is not viable rating spec at all. And it was a bummer, right? Because I didn't know that going into the shaman originally. I was just like, I'm gonna swing a two-handed axe and kick ass and shit. And and then as I get into rating, it's like, man, yeah, your damage is garbage. Like I had the nightfall, I had the all the weapons. I had all the axes. The only thing I didn't have was the hand of rag, right? And I was working on it, right? I had like half of the items for it, but I never got to finish it. And then there was a big fallout with me and them, and eventually I put it down because I didn't want to deal with the fallout and all that crap. And I was focusing on my new girl at the time, which is now my wife. So she came first. But hey, my inventory is already full. Well, that might be why. Um, but in the interim of all things, you know, I was happy. I got to enjoy a good year of Lights Hope and Elysium and all of that volatile behavior that went back and forth between all the Nostralis and Elysium and Lights Hope. Oh man, that was a roller coaster. Every day you log in, you're like, is my character there? Did I get hacked or did I lose my character? Is the server still up? Like what the hell is going on? From what I hear, and I'm not on the inside or anything of that nature, but from what I hear, all that crap has been sorted out and things are a lot smoother. So, and that's cool. That's really really cool. So my hats off to White Kidney and all the good deeds he did, etc., etc. So let's talk about what you guys want to do in Classic WoW. That's what I would like to hear. What do you guys want to do in Classic WoW? What characters are you going to level? What race? What um, class. You know, why you choose the alliance, why you choose the horde. Um, you know, I look at the alliance, and this is just my personal opinion, but I look at the alliance like easy mode, right? Mostly because of rating, right? And the reason why I say rating, and PvP in a lot of respects too, based on this server's population. Um, but the reason being I say easy mode is because Blessing of Sacrifice, right? Or not Sacrifice, Blessing of Sanctuary. Whatever one that reduces threat. Because you can go pretty much full ham as long as you have that Blessing on, and you won't have to worry about pulling threat. Whereas Horde, as soon as we put Wind Fury up, we're gonna pull threat. Like that's just the thing. Like it doesn't matter. Like that's gonna happen. It's it's a loss. And unfortunately, the Tranquility Totem is an air totem, so you can't use that at the same time as you're using Wind Fury Totem. So that doesn't help nobody. Um, and that causes most of the horde's problems is that stinking totem. Like that's where they come from. Are not having the ability to not having the ability to reduce your your TPS, your threat per second, and that sucks, right? Like, but it is what it is. On top of that, um, Alliance has a bigger pool, right? On this server, they do anyway. In Classic WoW, that may not be the case. I don't know if that's the case. Quell sores. What is Quill sores? What are you talking about, Warren? I don't, I don't know what's worse, the harpies or the Quell sores. Oh, I hate doing the harpies, man. Like oh god, gotta watch out for the thunderclap as well. Yeah, yeah, man. I feel you there. Um, man, where was I? I lost my train of thought. Shit. um, damn. I legitimately lost my train of thought. Um, Alliance Horde, right? So Alliance, because on this server there's a huge population, they get insta queues in PvP, and they don't have to wait 30 minutes like we do. So they rank up faster and whatnot. So there's more to the details, and I don't know all the details, but yeah. You know what? I'm all for one for PvP. I love it. It's great. But when I was playing as a shaman, that was the only 60 I had, right? And I never took the time to level up any character. I just, I don't know, like, I didn't want to. I enjoyed my shaman that much that anytime I was online, that's what I played. And so now I really want to get into the leveling experience. The other reason too is like you never knew if Lights Hope was going to be up tomorrow or not, right? At that time, because of all the volatility that was going on with it, I didn't want to have all this time invested into six level 60s or whatever, and then poof, the server's gone. Of course, it's obviously still here, so that was a bad judgment on my part. But it is what it is, right? So classic WoW. Like I said, I look forward to dual leveling with somebody. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Obviously, I'm gonna dual level with my wife. Um, I don't know what exactly we're going just yet, because she still has yet to watch Cargos's video. But she watched another one from Stay Saved. Yeah, it is. It's absolutely about the journey, right? Ren said that Vanilla is all about the journey, and you're right, right? And the journey, a lot of people think the journey ends when you hit 60, and it doesn't. It doesn't. Oh my god, right? But for most people that are farming, right, the journey starts right about when the server opens, obviously, and then right at the towards the mid level of AQ is when the server starts to slowly die, right? Because everyone's done all their farming and they're just kind of waiting for that raid day, and so they start raid logging to just raid whatever raid they got to do, whether it be Molten Core, Blackwing Lair, or AQ 40, and then occasionally they'll get in their ZGs or whatever. But most players have already done all the things they need to do, right? And so by the time Naxxramas comes out, well, the only people that are playing on the server are just raiders on that raid day. And I don't want to see that in Classic WoW. I really don't. But the journey goes from when the server starts until you finish KT, right? Like that's the journey, right? That's when you complete. Um, that's when you complete vanilla, in my opinion, right? And I've never killed KT. I've got all the way up to Cthulhu on Lightbringer with my old guild, and they were a good set of raiders. Like they knew their shit, they knew where to go, they knew what to do, and we downed bosses, right? The only boss that ever gave us any real trouble at that time was Cthulhu. Like that was it. Um, but unfortunately, I just didn't want to heal. Like I fucking hated healing. It is so boring. You're like, oh, god damn, that's healing. And no, I don't want to do that. No, I can't do it again. So in classic, uh, if I level a healing class, I will not be rating as healing. Like, nope, did my shit as shaman. I'm good. Not gonna do that again. I'm pass. So if I play a priest or if I play a paladin or whatever, I not healing. Sorry, nah, not gonna do it. I'll tank. I'll DPS. I'll even farm with you just for the fuck of it. I don't care, but I'm not healing. Like I'll heal 5 mans, but nah, nah. I thought about leveling a shaman, but the only way I would level a shaman is with a duo partner. But I will say this: I know for a fact that I will be leveling a warrior and I'll be leveling a hunter, but I don't know which one I want to PvP with yet. A warrior is super gear dependent, like stupidly, and I can easily level fairly quickly for me um, on a hunter, much quicker than a warrior, obviously, and that goes for everyone, right? Because a hunter, is like a 10 to 10 when it comes to solo, whereas the warrior is like a -3. but but yeah, yeah. I look forward to why. Oh, he's in the winging. Oh, no, I'm in the winging thing. I look for. Ah! Running away. Stop attacking me. What the Help me, hyena. Jesus. Oy leve. Uh, that was weird. I look forward to leveling with someone in a duo group. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I'm gonna level my warrior with my wife. I'm gonna tank for her, and she's gonna play some sort of healing class, whether it be a druid or a shaman or a priest. I don't know, right? That's entirely her decision. All I gotta do is protect her and then DPS for her if she needs that. On my own, I'm gonna level my hunter. That'll be the first one I probably hit 60. And then whatever happens after that, whatever. I look forward to hitting up with somebody and just kind of going to town, with the whole duo leveling thing and whatnot. Um, but I do want to hit high warlord, right? I've never hit high warlord. I got several people on my Discord groups that have, and I've talked to them, and they're just like, for about 3 months straight, just quit your job and just PvP all day. And I was like, yeah, I can't do that because I got bills and children to feed. But they're like, well, you probably won't hit high warlord then. I was like, well, that fucking sucks. But at the same time, I highly believe, right, that Blizzard on Classic WoW is going to have a server cap, not anywhere near what Northdale is. I highly believe that because back in vanilla days, their server cap was like 2,500, something like that. I don't know exactly, but it wasn't anywhere near as populated as it is now on this server. So I can imagine it's not going to be, you know, 5,000-6,000 per server. Hell. And the other thing too is like there's a lot of retail players that are just gung ho retail. And I'm like, hey, cool, whatever floats your boat, right? So, I talk to them and they're just like, I don't know if I can do a classic. This, that, and the other. It's harder and, it takes longer and it's a lot of investment. And I'm like, well, what the hell do you think you're doing? Doing Mythic plus 13 or whatever, It's the same shit. But I also think that there's a lot of things wrong with BFA. But that's another topic for another day. I really would like to do like a warlock priest combo. I hear that's like stupid good, like just good in every way. I mean, the priest can heal the warlock. Warlock has as much health as the priest has mana. They're both shadow based. Uh, stacking dots, right? Curses. Um, I mean, just so much synergy there. Like their movement speeds are the same. Um, they're both cloth wearers, right? Which is kind of not great because you're gonna be fighting over gear, but at the same time, right? You're basically building identical builds, which is great. You guys are always helping each other out, or you can even play. You can even play like a fire spec or whatever after Molten Core is done in most of Blackwing Lair, which I hear is a lot of fun. My first warlock was a gnome warlock, and that was in TBC days. And yeah, I played a lot of Alliance in TBC. I'm sorry, guys. I know I let you Horde members down, but kiss my ass. So, yeah. Uh, but it was great because I discovered early on about the shadow spell damage and that kind of gear. And I remember one time I was in the Stranglethorn Vale, and I had all my gear was all shadow dot damage, shadow based damage. I didn't have regular intellect gear, and it was great because because I would literally kill people left and right. Like I took on like 5 horde at the same time, and it was absolutely insane. Hey, I got a buff. Thanks for the fortitude, Molestra. Wow, I just said wow. That's a terrible name. Molestra. Wow. That guy's got problems. Anyways, that was crazy. Damn it, where are all the Harpy guys at? I need Lieutenant Rings. Um, so this is my first time actually playing like a hunter. Like out of all the years I played the damn game, I never played a hunter. Right? Because after so many expansions, Hunter's just not the same. Like when they took away Hunter's mana, right, and gave him focus or whatever, I was like, I'll never play a Hunter again. That's stupid. And I wanted to play one in the last expansion, but I was so caught up with Unbreakable's PvP video with the hand to rag. Like that's what I wanted to do, right? I wanted to like double stack Wind Fury buffs, not buffs, but Wind Fury procs. But all that shit was fixed, and you can't do that anymore, right? Like you cannot proc Wind Fury off of Wind Fury. Wind Fury will only proc 20% times of your melee hit. So it's basically 1 out of 5. So oh, it's Captain Planet. That's a cool name, Captain Planet. Wow. Makes me want to sing the theme song. Yes, I am that old that I watched Captain Planet as a child. It was great. I absolutely loved it. Um, so what are you guys doing? What are you all doing in the game on Northdale? What do you want to do in Classic? What is your go-to? Right? Leave me your comments and whatnot, and I like to reply to all my viewers and all the comments. I really enjoy going back and forth with those that watch my streams and watch my videos that I leave on the channel, and do your best to put as much detail as you can, because I like to ask questions and I like to go back and forth. You'll notice a lot of my streams are really quiet, right? I just play the game. I don't put music on because of all the copywriting and all that crap that's been going on. Um, Rule 13, etc., etc. So I just play the game. Whatever the game's got, that's what it got. And then eventually I'll get on and you know go about my bantering and talk about this, that, or the other. You know, I really like watching other people's streams from time to time and just kind of getting an idea of what they're talking about, what's going on with them, and look forward to maybe duoing up with them or you know branching off with them. Um, but I think every day I'm gonna I wouldn't say every day, but I'm gonna try and be more consistent with my streams and whatnot and etc etc. But keep in mind that look, I got an ambusher kicking my ass. Keep in mind that I have a lot going on in my world, unfortunately, and fortunately. I uh, I have multiple children and um, a lot going on, to say the least. So, but I look forward to getting a camera soon, and hopefully all the donations that have added up I can pull from and get a camera. And then, you can see my ugly face. And you can put a face with this mag guy. Back in the old days, when I say the old days, I'm talking about Lightbringer what's that server's name? Everyone always gave me shit about the way my name was pronounced. And man, that bugged the hell out of me. Um, but the name Magus comes from Chrono Trigger, which is all in my bio down there. Um, and based on where you met him in the game and time would depend on whether he's an ally or an enemy, right? And I thought the name was suiting, right? Because and how you meet somebody, right, in life, um, some people you can look at life and you could be like, man, that guy, him and I could be friends if it wasn't for this. If I had met this person in life, I probably wouldn't have been his friend if it wasn't for this. So I think that's really really cool. Um, I've had a lot of people that I've met in life that would absolutely be great friends, but things didn't work out that way. and obviously the vice versa. I'm sure we all have. So that's where Magus comes from. And Chrono Trigger is a great game. If you haven't played it, and then you can stand the old graphics, right? I check it out. It's a great game. You can put on a ROM or whatever, and you can go to town. Um, I play a lot of RPGs, but most of the games that I play are old school RPGs. They're like, Final Fantasy, um, uh, Dragon's Quest, um, Grandia, um, Legend of Legaia, uh, Azure Dreams. Yeah, those are some of the games that I played, and I absolutely loved them. I really did. But I have been streaming for 45 minutes plus or minus, something like that. So I'm gonna hop off here in just a second and tend to my daughter, see whatever she needs, and spend some time with her. So I'm gonna log off for now, and I will see you guys later. Please like, subscribe, and donate. Thanks. Have a good one. If I can find the button. There we go.